Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
Washington Post World, September 26, 1237 America, New York. Taliban puts bodies of alleged kidnappers on public display, in a sign of return to harsh Islamic justice. One body was suspended from a crane in the main square of Herat by Afghanistan's Taliban rulers, and 3 others were displayed elsewhere in the city. New York Times World News, September 26, 7:09 America, New York. Women enslaved by ISIS say they did not consent to a film about them. The acclaimed documentary, Sabaya, portrays the rescue of Yazidi women sexually enslaved by the Islamic State terrorist group. But many of the traumatized women said they never agreed to be in the film. RT World News, September 26, 6:52 America, New York. Aussie PM offers lockdown-frustrated people gift of getting their lives back, but with QR codes and other measures in place. Prime Minister Scott Morrison has teased fellow Australians with a return to some normalcy by Christmas, provided they vaccinate in large enough numbers and pressure provincial governments to cooperate. Washington Post World, September 26, 6:26 America, New York. Airstrike kills, wounds Turkey-backed gunmen in North Syria. Syrian opposition activists and pro-government media say warplanes have attacked Turkey-backed opposition fighters in northern Syria, killing and wounding more than a dozen militants. RT World News, September 26, 6:19 America, New York. Swiss voters approve same-sex marriages, poll projection. Switzerland is set to legalize same-sex marriage in a national referendum. Projected results of the Sunday ballot indicate.
Wall Street Journal World News, September 26, 6:09 America, New York. Killings of Islamic State militants highlight power struggle with Taliban. Afghanistan's new rulers and Islamic State's regional affiliate ISKP both want to impose strict Islamic rule on Afghanistan, but they have deep religious and political differences and have repeatedly clashed.
September 26, 6:06 America, New York. Blackness and Latinidad are not mutually exclusive. Here's what it means to be Afro-Latino in America. Joel Alvarado was 6 years old when his mother pulled him aside and asked him to be discreet as he was getting ready to meet his grandmother in Puerto Rico. September 26, 6:03 America, New York. UK to offer more than 10,000 foreign workers temporary visas to tackle supply chain crisis. Up to 10,500 lorry drivers and poultry workers are to be offered temporary UK visas in an attempt to avoid supply chain disruptions ahead of Christmas, the government has said in a statement.
Wall Street Journal World News, September 26, 6:01 America, New York. Germany votes in election that will decide Angela Merkel's successor. The latest polls before the ballot showed it was too close to call and indicated that no party is close to having an outright majority.
Fox World News, September 26, 5:57 America, New York. Israeli troops kill 4 Palestinian gunmen in West Bank clashes. At least 4 Palestinian gunmen were killed in shootouts with Israeli security forces during a sweeping West Bank arrest operation cracking down on the Islamic militant group Hamas on Sunday, the Israeli military said.
New York Times World News, September 26, 5:45 America, New York. Labour's leader struggles to emerge from Boris Johnson's shadow. Competent but low on charisma, Keir Starmer has yet to give British voters a clear reason to support the main opposition party, critics say. Keir Starmer and other Labour leaders arriving for the party's annual conference on Saturday in Brighton, England. RT World News, September 26, 5:32 America, New York. 14 Mexican Army soldiers briefly detained after accidentally crossing into U.S., one busted with marijuana, Border Patrol. A total of 14 Mexican soldiers were briefly detained and deported home after they illegally crossed into U.S. territory, the Border Patrol said. One of the intruders was caught with marijuana while being processed.
Wall Street Journal World News, September 26, 5:30 America, New York. A COVID-free Australian state weighs reopening to the world. Vast and isolated Western Australia has kept the virus at bay with tight border controls that it is wary of dropping too soon.
Washington Post World, September 26, 5:12 America, New York. South Korea urges North to restore hotlines for any talks. South Korea is urging North Korea to restore dormant communication hotlines, a day after the North repeated an offer to open conditional talks. Washington Post World. September 26, 5:11 America, New York. Police make significant arrest over London teacher's death. British police have arrested a man on suspicion of murdering a primary school teacher killed as she walked in a London park. New York Times World News. September 26, 5:07 America, New York. Known for feuding with immigrants, a TV star wants to run a town many call home. A mayoral bid by a TV commentator known for her inflammatory messaging on race raises a larger question. How should Portugal address its colonial legacy? Susana Garcia, a TV commentator turned mayoral candidate, campaigning Wednesday in Amadora, Portugal.
September 26, 5:01 America, New York. Fall has arrived, just not for everyone. It's the first official weekend of autumn, but the traditional fall feeling of cool, crisp mornings with beautiful foliage on the trees might not happen for everyone yet.
New York Times World News. September 26, 5 o'clock America, New York. 5 years after peace deal, Colombia is running out of time, experts say. A treaty with rebels in 2016 called for the end of a decades-long war. But that is not same as achieving peace, and the window for doing so may be closing. Towns like La Paz, in Colombia, remain under the control of armed groups 5 years after Colombia's government signed a peace treaty with the largest of them.
September 26, 4:46 America, New York. Funeral homes in Idaho are running out of room due to the COVID-19 surge, coroner says. COVID-19 is killing so many people in Idaho that some funeral homes are running out of space to store the bodies as coronavirus deaths continue climbing in the U.S.
BBC News World. September 26, 4:38 America, New York. 4 Palestinians killed in Israeli West Bank raid against militants. Israel said it was conducting raids against Hamas militants who were planning an attack.
September 26, 4:02 America, New York. Climate change is intensifying the U.S. border crisis. It will only get worse. In the face of political turmoil following the assassination of the country's president, a 7.2 magnitude earthquake that killed more than 1,000 people and a tropical storm, Haitians are fleeing their country.